I believe one of their signature items, I believe one of their most popular items, and let me tell you that they are the first family of clean here at QVC. They've been bringing us cleaning solutions for, I think, over 20 years. This is magic in a can. All you have to do is look at these videos right here. This is real deal because I got it for myself and it works. It's the easiest, most efficient way to get rid of stains from your carpet. Now you don't have to bend down anymore. You don't have to get down there and scrub anymore. This is gonna do it for you from a standing position. Tell me how they do it, and I have no idea. We could ask Chris himself, and he's gonna tell us how they do it, but right now we're getting all 3 cans of the Point and Spray for $9.33 each. That's phenomenal. 4 easy payments of $6.99, and you can put this on auto delivery and get it every 90 days for 1 year. Now, we only have 1,300 remaining at this price, and this is the type of thing that sells out quickly because it's been here for years and everyone loves it. Mr. Campanelli, join me in the show. How are you, Chris?
I'm great. How are you, Rosina? Yeah, I mean, this right here is the very first product that we brought to QVC 20 years ago. And the reason why we did that is because people came to our floor care stores and they needed to remove stains. But what we did with the new can, so we kind of did a rebrand situation. So we just changed the label, changed the cap. We gave you the same product, but in this nice new look that's going to be for our 20th anniversary, which is coming up next month, by the way. So we've been here at QVC for 20 years, and this is the very first product that we brought. You don't last 20 seconds on QVC if the product doesn't work, never mind 20 years. So I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna shoot from the hip and show you how this works. So unlike ordinary stain removers, what you're gonna do when you get this home and you see some stains, you're just gonna stand up, you're gonna take it out, and you're gonna start shooting from the hip. Watch what happens. There's a foaming agent that lifts and separates the stain from the carpet fiber. We'll do like a little line of demarcation so that you can see what happens. The foaming agent is lifting and separating the stain from the carpet fiber. I love to tell this story. Like, my dad had a very bad back. He could not physically get on his hands and knees and rub and scrub. If you have a little bit that's kind of left behind, that's okay. You can kind of go over it again. This allows you to take the product to the stain without having to get on your hands and rub and scrub. It does the job for you, and then once it vacuums once it dries, right? Once it dries, you take your regular vacuum, you vacuum up the residue. It is that easy, that fast. You'll see once that that foam dissipates, the stain is gone, and it's gone for good. And like I said, the very first product we brought here to QVC over 20 years ago. And if I'm not mistaken, you just said you purchased yours, and it works.
It does, and I have the other can, by the way. I have the yellow one. This is a very cool, a cool looking can right here. But regardless, it's what's inside, and it's the way that it sprays that really it's what it's all about. It's the way they gave us the spray that you can do it and shoot from the hip. I love to do this demo because we're like 6 feet away usually, and we show you. So we're getting 3 of these cans. We used to offer this with 2 cans by itself for about $24. We're getting 3 for $27 and change. So even if it's just to try it, even if you're like, I never tried it, I've seen it for 20 years, literally, get this home and try it. I'm sure you have some stain in the carpet that's driving you crazy, because we all do. And we probably buy other stuff out at the market that doesn't work. You need to try this and see what it's all about. And you can put this on auto delivery and get it every single 90 days for a year and lock in these savings as well. So, Chris,
yes.
It's really about like the way you guys did the nozzle too, right?
It is, yeah. So it's what's called an inverted nozzle. It allows you to take the can and shoot it upside down. So what happens is when you get the can at home, you're going to shoot from the hip. You see here that I have a target set out here on my floor. This is hardwood floor because we have wall-to-wall hardwood floor. But the whole idea is that if you do have something that you're using currently that you get from the store, you have to get on your hands and knees. You have to get a scrub brush. You have to rub. You have to scrub. You have to blot. You have to do the hokey pokey, and you hope that the stain comes out. This is an extreme exaggeration here. That's red ink on that white carpet. But look, I'm going to even move further and further away. I'm about 6 or 8 feet away from that stain. But the whole idea here is that you use the foaming agent lifts and separates the stain from the carpet fiber, and look, watch, when that foam dissipates, the stain is gone, and the stain is gone for good. And we're just, if you have a little bit left over, maybe there's a little bit left over right here, you just come and you kind of shoot it. It's like a fun carnival game, right? But the whole idea here is that this allows you to take the solution to the problem. Because for 20 years here at QVC, and we made this formula over 30 years ago when we had a retail floor care store in South Florida, people came to us for their stain removal needs, but the only thing that we could offer them is something that comes in that pump spray container that's full of soaps, which requires you to get on your hands and knees and rub and scrub. I don't know about you, but it left me frustrated because those products just don't work. They're filled with soaps, and those stains tend to come back. But unlike those, we created a different formula and a different delivery system with that inverted valve that allows you to shoot from the hip, shoot the can upside down, and get rid of the stain 1, 2, 3, just like that.
Boom. And if you had a Christmas party or anything going on throughout the holidays,
or New Year's party coming up,
or
right?
New Year's party coming up, be prepared and not be stressed about anybody spilling anything, right? Like, you're going to say, oh, and you're going to be able to be chill about it. Like, oh my God, sorry, I spilled some red wine on your carpet. Don't worry about it, because you know you've got your Campanelli in the cupboard and you don't have to stress about, oh my God, I can't believe she spilled red wine on my carpet. So over 150 sets have been picked up right now in these last 8 minutes. That means we have about 1,100 remaining, and that's it. I'm telling you that every time this comes into stock, it sells out 1, 2, 3, because everyone knows how great it is. And if you do and you love it and you want to stock up, get it now. And if you don't, it's a good time to try it right now. Now, Chris, also, this helps eliminate odors.
It does. We have a natural odor eliminator in here that will make your pet less likely to go back to the same spot and kind of mark that spot. But to your point, if you're in the middle of a party, right, make it a carnival game. Make it fun. If somebody does spill red wine at maybe, or they did at the Christmas party, or they're going to do it at the New Year's party, unfortunately, it won't get there in time, of course. But if you're having friends over and they spill a little wine, say, hey, watch this. It's like a little carnival trick. It's a game. I don't have to worry about it that you spilt wine or something all over my carpet. I got a product that absolutely works. Your friends will be amazed, and I'm telling you, for all of you that have pets, this is a must. We have 3 rescue dogs. We have a little Bernese poodle, or a little Bernedoodle that is about 6 months old that we've had for 3 months. And he, every once in a while, just earlier, had a little accident in my office, but that's okay. I took this out, a shot from the hip, the dog gets off the hook, the stain comes out. I don't have to worry about ruining my area rug or something like that. The one thing that I would stay away from is probably like a hand-dyed wool, just because the nature that it is dyed, and maybe some velvet, because you don't want that to get wet. But that's what's happening. The foaming agent is lifting and separating the stain from the carpet fiber. And when the stain is gone, after it dries, you do your regular vacuuming, you suck up the residue, the stain is gone, and it's gone for good.
So, Chris, I can obviously, the best situation would be if I can get it right away, right? Like, the baby spilled some juice, I try and get to it as soon as possible. But can I work on things that might have been there for a little bit?
Absolutely. This is great for new stains, for old stains. You don't necessarily have to worry about getting it right away. Okay. You can certainly take care of the old stains if there are old stains there. What I always like to tell people is if there's any doubt, or if the stain is kind of, being a little stubborn, go ahead and give it a second shot. It's okay, because that foaming agent is doing the work for you. I'll tell you a little story like David Venable told me. He sprayed some coffee that had been kind of, I think he spilled it on his bed, sprayed the product on there, then left for 20 minutes, right? Because he had to answer the door or answer a phone call or something like that. Came back, and then the stain was gone. So maybe it didn't work right away, but what'll happen is, just like if you're pre-treating stains before you put them in the wash, what happens is the stain remover is doing the work for you rather than leaving you frustrated. And it's not filled with soaps, because it's not going to suds up so much or get a lot of suds in there like you have to on some of the other products. Those products are filled with soaps and make those stains come back. So if it is an older stain, you might need a couple applications. But to your point, You know, the QVC's return policy, if it doesn't work for you, just return it. That's what I love about this. And again, the first product we brought here 20 years ago, and we're still selling it here on the air.
20 years ago. You just made a light bulb go on for me. If I have a very stubborn clothing stain, can I use this? If not, you said not velvet, not wool, but on anything else, or no?
Absolutely. Pre-treat your stains before you put them in the wash. Just spray it on there and then let the stain remover kind of do its thing. Maybe for an hour or so, like, you know, maybe the night before. If you want to spray something, like if the baby spills something on a onesie or a little nappy or something like that, just spray it, kind of let it sit there, and then put it in the wash. But again, the whole idea here is that the formula is doing the work. You haven't once seen me get on my hands or knees. You haven't once seen me get out a scrub brush or a blot or a towel or something like that to blot. The formula has a foaming agent that's lifting and separating the stain from the carpet fiber. It forms a crystal when it goes to the bottom, and then once it dries, you do your regular vacuuming and you're sucking up the residue. Again, to your point, if it's an old stain, it's a little bit stubborn stain, that's okay. You just need to give it another little shot or something like that. Let the product do the work for you, and then once that foam dissipates, the foam or the stain goes away, and it goes away for good. I love to tell that story. I told you earlier, my dad had a bad back and physically could not get on his hands and knees and rub and scrub. This product allowed him to take the product to the problem and get rid of the stains. Because again, if somebody spills that red wine, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about ruining the party. The red wine is gone. It's gone for good. And then you put this right back underneath the sink and take it out for when you need it again.
You're going to be that cool friend. Thanks so much, Chris.
That's right.
I'll see you in a minute. You're sticking around. So your set of 3. Fewer than 1,000 remain now. So, I mean, this is great. Set of 3. Get